Hey guys, it's Tina and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be another story time video, as you can see from the title and from the different background. A lot of you guys have asked me to do another story time video, so here it is. I just finished filming a makeup look on the red smoky eye that I'm wearing right now. It should have been up already if you're watching this. It should have been up on Saturday and this video is up on Tuesday, so if you want to check it out. I know it doesn't matches at all my green dress, but I do have green eyes and red eyeshadow emphasizes green eyes, so it all comes together. Okay, we're getting off topic. Back to the story. Let me give you a little background. This story happened back in my high school years, and when I was in high school I had a crush on this boy. And I say boy because I was about 15 years old and he was a year younger than me, so he was 14. So we're gonna call him James. So I had a crush on James, and it was mainly because he was looking like a celebrity that I really loved at that time. I'm not going to say the name of the celebrity because then it's gonna be obvious who this James guy is, and it defeats the whole purpose of changing his name and giving him a fake name. You know, we don't want to know who it is. So it all started when I didn't even knew him. Me and my best friend, we're gonna call her Ashley. Me and Ashley were standing outside every morning before the class started to kind of meet all the people, all the friends, and say hi to everybody who shows up, who comes in the morning to the school. It was really weird, but you know, we were 15 and stupid. And Ashley was that kind of girl that had a lot of friends, not like really good friends, but she knew everybody, she knew everyone. So because I was her best friend, I ended up knowing a lot of people too, but I was the more shy one and she was very like outspoken and very friendly. So we ended up having friends that were older than us, way older than us, and some friends that were a little bit younger than us and our age as well. So every morning when I saw James coming in, I was like that. And she was positive that he looked at me as well, that he liked me as well, but we didn't even have any interaction. Me and James, he never asked me out, he never looked at me, he never spoke to me, never talked to me. So I didn't know about that, but one day she decides that it's time for me to meet him, it's time for us to get together. So she said, leave that to me, and I was like, okay. So she started slowly but surely kind of being friends with his friends. So she made some new friends from his class, and little by little eventually she started being friends with him as well. And while all that happened, she was their friends and I didn't really was their friends, until one day she decides that it's time for me to meet him, and she introduced me to him and she was like, James, Tina, James. I was like, hi. And he was a little weird. He kind of smiled to me, said hi, but he didn't really talk to me or anything like that. And it was always like looking at me and smiling, but didn't say anything. So I didn't really know what he thinks about me. But anyway, from that point on, we always went to his class. Every lunch break that we had, we went to his class and kind of played with his friend and talked to them and like hung out with them and with him as well. And all the time, every lunch break, he was really like staring at me and looking at me, and I was like, come on dude, say something. But he didn't. So that was happening for a very long time. He didn't ask me on a date and didn't talk to me. Like, we talked, but like here and there, not like real talks. And he didn't ask me on a date, but he didn't like say he liked me, ask me anything, like nothing. The only date we were on was when he asked me for the first time if I want to hang out like around the school area during lunch break. So only both of us like went and met at the like cafeteria, and then we went to like circle around the school during lunch break. That was like our date, our first and only date, if you can call it that. Time passes and we start talking more and just ended up being really good friends. And he had a girlfriend, and then a year after that I met John, which I have a story time about, the one that I was spying, that John. So I met John and he had a different girlfriend every other week. But we were talking, so I ended up not liking him that much anymore, and I ended up liking John and we started dating, and you know, life goes on. So about 2 years passed by and I'm dating John for a year at that point. And it was like the summer break, and me and my mom were flying to Russia to visit my relatives there. So we were flying for 11 days. I had a very great relationship with John at that point because we were only 1 year together, so it was all like romantic and great. I still kept in touch with James. I was friends with him, but not as much because I was dating John. And also I've heard that James had like bad time at school or something like that, and that they want to kick him out or something like that, I don't know. So he was almost not attending school. I wasn't seeing him that much at school, and then during this summer break I didn't see him at all. So me and my mom fly to Russia for 11 days, and at that time it was the time where cell phones and like internet connection wasn't that great, so I didn't have internet on my like Wi-Fi and stuff like that on my phone, so I only could text message, and text messages costed a lot of money at that time. I don't know, it was like 2008 I think, I don't know, but it was very expensive at that time, and me and my mom weren't like the most rich people. Yeah, we were pretty struggling with money, and also it just wasn't that only rich people had like internet and Wi-Fi and stuff like that. So every text message costed a lot of money. So I was limited to 2 text messages a day when I was in Russia for those 11 days. So obviously every morning I would text John, and also at night or in the afternoon, whatever, just texting him that I miss him and how's Eva doing, because he was staying with Eva. Eva is my mom's cat, in case you don't know, my cat, my mom's cat. So he was staying with Eva, and he was texting me also about twice a day, because it was very expensive for him to send text messages to me while I was abroad. So he was texting me like, I love you, I miss you, and Eva is fine, and she just ate, she just, I don't know, stuff like that. So at about the 5th day that I was away from home, I get a text message from Ashley. Oh, and I forgot to mention a very important detail, that me and Ashley weren't talking for about almost like a half a year. For the past 6 months we had a huge fight, and we just weren't friends anymore, so we weren't talking like at all. And suddenly I get a text message from her, and I was like, what? And she texted me something along the lines, I can't really remember, but something along the lines of, somebody makes up things about you, bad things about you here, just make sure that John doesn't find out. I was like, what? I was so confused at that point. Why Ashley sends me text messages? She's not speaking to me, and if she is trying to warn me about something, it must be very bad because we're not talking, or maybe she's lying, maybe she's doing it on purpose, but why would she do that? And what's the purpose of that? I don't know. I didn't know who to believe, what to think, or anything like that, and I only had 2 text messages to send that day. One I already said that morning to John. My hands were itching, I really wanted to know what she's talking about, but at first I didn't really pay attention to this. I tried to kind of keep my mind out of it and just enjoy the trip and not think about it too much, and I thought, well, when I'm gonna get back home I'm going to see what's it all about, but maybe she's just, I don't know. So a day after that, which was the 6th day that I was there, I get a text message from Ashley's friend, which was my friend as well when we were friends, when I was friends with Ashley, and she texted me, Tina, have you heard that there are rumors going around here in the city about you? I was like, what's going on? So I couldn't wait anymore, and I decided that I will send a 3rd text message that day because it's an emergency, without letting my mom know. But I sent a text to Ashley asking, okay, what's going on? Sorry if the lighting and or the angle is a bit different from the previous frame. My camera battery died, so I had to recharge it and come back. Anyway, so Ashley says, apparently James spread some rumors about you and him that might ruin your relationships with John. So just make sure John doesn't know anything about this, and I'm gonna tell you everything when you come back. Mind you, at that point of the time in Russia, you either were really rich and you had like a lot of money and a big house and like cars and internet connection in your house, or you were kind of poor and at the point that you had like a little apartment, no car, no internet connection. Maybe if you were lucky you had a computer with like games and stuff like that, and at the point that you don't have like hot water, warm water at night. You only have warm water in the morning. So my family was at this side. We didn't have hot water, so we only had to take like a shower every morning because at night the water was really cold. So it's needless to say that we didn't have any internet connection at my relatives where we were staying at. But my mom had a really good friend which we intended to meet a day after in that vacation. So on the 7th day we intended to meet with that friend of my mom, which were on the rich side. I didn't know if she had internet connection at her house or anything like that, but I asked my mom if she knows anything, if she has internet connection, because I really need to go online and talk to some people. And I told my mom just a little bit of that, but not the whole story. I didn't know a lot of the whole story. I didn't know anything really. We meet my mom's friend the day after and we all go to drink some coffee at a coffee shop, and I just prayed that she would invite us over to her house, and she does. At the end of this meeting, at some point she invites us to go see her house, so to get like a dessert or something like that. So once we go over and arrive at her house, I'm just kind of pulling my mom's shirt like and my mom says, do you have internet connection by any chance, because Tina needs to go and do some stuff online. I don't know, she has something urgent. And her friend is like, sure, we have a computer in the other room, Tina, you can go and do whatever you want. She was really nice. So I'm like, ah! I was hearing the sounds of angels singing, and I got to this computer and I went to ICQ. I don't know if you remember that, if you had that. It's like a chat thing that we had back in the days. Anyway, I go into my ICQ and I see so many messages from so many different people which I talked for a long time, people that I didn't talk for a long time, friends, so many people that say, do you know that's James, he's spreading rumors about you. I'm like, no, how could I know? I'm abroad, I don't have internet connection, I have nothing. I'm limited to 2 text messages a day. So the first thing I do is I go to John's chat and I write him, and he says like, everything is good, I miss you, I love you, stuff like that. I just came home from visiting Eva, she's okay, she's fine, she misses you too, stuff like that. And I was like, okay, either he's not telling me anything because he didn't want me to get worried or you know, like ruin my vacation, or he doesn't know anything. So I started kind of asking stuff, like questions like, did you hear anything? And he was like, no, what are you talking about? So at some point I was sure that he didn't hear anything and that he doesn't know anything. So I was like, whew. So the next thing I do is I go over to my friend's Ben chat, which was my really good friend, and that's his real name, Ben. So I write to him, okay, listen, a lot of people say that James had spread some rumors about me. Can you please check out what it is, because I can't do anything from here and I'm back home only in like 3 or 4 days, and please, if you can help me. And he was like, really nice, sure, I'm gonna help you, I'm gonna find out what it is. I don't know, I didn't hear anything. I was like, okay, if he didn't hear anything, then at least not all of the city knows it. So John didn't hear it, which is the most important part. Ben didn't hear it, so maybe it's only like a few people, you know, not the whole city. At least I hope so. So it was so weird to get all of these messages from all of those different people that I haven't talked to for a long time. People that knew Ashley, people that didn't know Ashley, people who knew James, and people who didn't know James. So I was so confused, I really didn't know what to do, and I was at some point talking to my mom all day about this, and she was just getting angry and said like, try to enjoy your vacation, you're here with me and we barely spend time together, and now that we're here for only 11 days, I mean, try to enjoy this vacation and then solve all those problems when you go back. There's nothing you can do now anyways, right? And now that I think about it from today's point of view, she was so right. I mean, I just thought about this too much, and I was nervous for about a day or two, but then I just kind of left it behind and tried to really enjoy my vacation as much as possible and to not think about it. So fast forward to the day where we come back, which is the 11th day. As soon as we land, I called John, and he was very excited to hear my voice because we haven't heard each other for 11 days. And it was a really nice talk, and as soon as I got home, I changed and I went to meet John, and it was very romantic, it was very fun, and everything was okay. And he didn't mention anything about any rumors or about hearing anything. So I was kind of, you know, okay, maybe it passed, you know, I haven't heard from anyone about it for the past 3 days. So as soon as I get home, I get a phone call from Ben, and Ben says, okay, here's the thing, I was investigating, and apparently James spread some rumors about you, saying that you two have planned to get together as soon as you get home, back home from your vacation, and that you two are planning to get together, and that you are supposed to leave John, like dump John and get together with James, and that's your plan, and that John is not supposed to know anything about it, but as soon as you get back from your vacation, you're gonna be together. I was like, what? That doesn't even make any sense. Why would somebody like invent something like this? What does it give you? You know, I'm gonna come back eventually, and then everybody will know that these are just rumors and that you lied, and I'm not gonna get with you together, and we didn't even talk for a long time, and what's the point? I don't know, maybe there was more to the story that he invented about me, about us, but this is what I've heard from Ben, and this is what I heard after that from other people too. But Ben said that a few days before that he went to like a walk at the park, and he heard that James always hangs out with his friends right there at the park, so he went there and he saw him there, that he grabbed him and said like, I know that you spread some rumors about Tina, I know it's not true, we all know it's not true, why do you do this? And he said like that James was so afraid that he was shaking, and he started saying things like, it's not me, somebody incriminated, is that a word? Incriminated me? Anyway, he said somebody incriminated me and said that it was me, but it wasn't me. Somebody just spread the rumors that I spread the rumors, but it's not true. I didn't do anything. It's not me. And I've heard it too. And all of the people that ask me about it, I say it's not true. So Ben was like, dude, I mean, why would anybody, like all of the people in town would say that you spread the rumors, that you said something if you say that somebody else mentioned it anyway? Why would somebody invent something like this about you? I mean, what would somebody just gain out of this? You know, it doesn't make any sense. So Ben kind of threatened him a little, and said that if once again I will hear that you do problems with Tina, you're gonna have to mess with me and stuff like that. For a period of about 1 month after that, like a month or maybe even more, I've had so many people, like countless people, I can't even tell you, walking to me, even like down the street or in school or anywhere, just by ICQ and stuff like that, and text messaging me saying, is that true what James told about you and him? I was so shocked because suddenly I became one of the most popular people in the city who are talked about, when I was like the shyest girl with no friends. I mean, I had a few friends, but not a lot, not that much that talked to me and asked me about it. I was literally walking down the street and people were like stopping me, people I didn't know, was, are you Tina? Is that true what James told about you? So when the school started at the end of that summer, James didn't appear and he was nowhere to be found, and he just stopped going to that school. I didn't know why. I think it's because of the problems that he had in the previous year in school, but maybe it also had to do something with it didn't want to see me because he was afraid or ashamed or I don't know what. But fast forwarding to about 3 years later, I wasn't talking to him for about 3 years since then. And then I was sitting home and he messaged me via Facebook, and he said like, hi, we didn't talk for a long time, and how are you doing, stuff like that. And I was like, what, James, what? And I was like, you know what, let me answer him. And I answered and I said, yeah, everything's fine, how are you, you know, and I think there's something that we need to talk about. I mean, I did want to live this story in the past, but I was really curious about what happened because I never had the chance to talk to him after that, and we didn't really have like a fight or anything. It was like all behind my back and all like through people, but we didn't really talk about it. So I was really curious. I didn't want to really talk about it, but just ask him like, what's the point? I mean, dude, what was that? And at that point when he messaged me, I was living out of town with John for about 2 years. And so we came to town to visit after a while, and he messaged me again saying that I've heard you are back in town for a while, and would you like to meet? I would like to sit and talk to you and kind of close a circle. So, and make like ends meet. So I said, you know what, sure, let's meet up. So long story short, well, it's not short, but anyway, we meet up when I was back in town, and first we kind of talked about how's it going, how's your life, how are you doing, you know, why did you left school? It didn't tell me much about that, but anyway, we got to the point when I was like, okay, so do you want to talk about, and he was like, no, I don't want to talk about it, I want to say I'm sorry. And I was like, so you did do it? And he was like, yeah, I was stupid, I was young, I'm so sorry, I don't know. And I was like, dude, I just want to know what's the point behind it. I really wanted to ask you after all those years. I was really curious to know what's the point of doing something like this. And he was like, I don't know, I just don't want to talk about it. Everything is cool. I hope everything is cool. I'm so sorry. I was stupid, and just let's move on. Can we please leave that behind? So it was a little weird talk because we didn't really discuss what happened. I didn't get a specific answer for why I did that. I mean, maybe it did it because it was young and stupid. I don't know, but I didn't hear the full story that he told, or the full story of rumors that he invented about us. And I didn't had the chance to really discuss and ask what really went down. But I guess, I don't know, I was okay, and I forgave him, obviously. And so we kept in touch for a few years later. After that, I still like talk to him every once in a while, and when I say every once in a while, it's like every once a year. So yeah, I don't know if that story was interesting. It had a lot of details, but it was the time when the whole city talked about me without me even being that popular, and it was just a weird thing. I don't know. So I thought it would be nice to share it with you guys. Let me know in the comments below if you like the story, if you want to hear some more storytime videos. I see that you guys like them, but I need to think about more stories, and it's weird because I feel like I have so many awkward and weird stories, but I can't remember all of them. So we'll see. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more of these, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up on the way out. It would really help. I would really appreciate it. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already for more videos. I upload videos every Tuesday and Saturday, and I'm going to talk to you all on Saturday. Bye.